Hi, it's your fave, Tarot Mother, here today with you. Let's get it. So, this is a part of the series of Heavenly Honey, where I'm just gonna give you the tea on what's gonna be popping up energetically, in the celestial realms. So we're gonna talk astrology, and then I also pulled some tarot cards and a couple oracle cards for us today with a few messages. So let's see what's up. So on the week of November 1st through the 7th, we're going to be having a new moon in Scorpio on the 4th. And then we have Mercury entering Scorpio on the 5th, Venus entering Capricorn on the 5th as well. So those are kind of like the big energies that are going to be shifting for us. So this new moon in Scorpio, I think that's going to put us in an energy where we're really going to be planting seeds with ourselves and others as far as trying to create more intimate and in-depth connections, because Scorpio is all about depth, and just getting to, how can I Scorpio is so it's Scorpio energy is so intense and passionate, and like I definitely have, like, if you can't feel that from me, then I don't know what to tell you, but because I definitely have like a lot of Scorpio energy in me, and every time the moon is in Scorpio, it's always very intense for me, but it's a really good time because I always transform. That's definitely Scorpio as well. The original symbol for Scorpio used to be the phoenix, so that kind of gives you a little telltale sign. So if you've ever like interacted with a Scorpio person, they always get you to like transform, even if it's like consciously or unconsciously. Like you kind of just, it's interesting. It's so like the energies are so wild. And then on the 5th we have Mercury entering Scorpio as well. So again, Mercury is all about conversation, communication, the mind, the way we think. So I do feel as though during this time, because Mercury spends a few weeks in one sign, so yeah, just be prepared to have a little bit more in-depth conversations with people. That's just kind of how it's gonna be. And also be mindful of being secretive, because I don't really think that there's a need for it, especially if it's someone who you really want to like invest your time in, because we do have Venus entering Capricorn on the same day as well. And so with Venus, it's all about romance, love, pleasure, and then you have Capricorn, which is, Capricorns are the CEOs of the zodiac. That's how I describe them. They're going to put that work forth in order to they're going to put forth the work in order to get what they want. Like, they don't mind putting in that hard work. So it's like you're going to be, having these in-depth conversations with that Mercury entering Scorpio, and then you're also going to be putting in the work with your chosen person or family or friends, trying to create solid foundations in your relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're going to be feeling. So it's like you're gonna have, I really do feel after this, during and after this transit, the individuals that stick around are the ones that you're probably the friends, family, lovers that you're going to have maybe for the rest of your life, or it could be, or it still will be something very long term. I will say that's definitely what I'm feeling from those energies. And also set those intentions. Like, if you don't really have a lot of people in your life at this time, you can definitely set those intentions to bring in those types of like-minded individuals with the new moon in Scorpio. So with the tarot, we have Seven of Voices, the Awakening, and Inspiration. I love these cards. Hope you can see them clearly. Okay, so we have the Seven of Voices, which again, I did mention, like, be mindful of being a little too secretive with others, because I really think that, like, if you don't trust the person, two things that I'm hearing is there's no need to be slick or kind of like feel as though you need to manipulate the other person to get what you want. Like, be straight up with them and ask them, because I think that, again, that's what's going to create a solid foundation in that particular relationship. And you know, the Seven of Voices, this is also the Seven of Swords, which is, again, the way you think, the way you communicate. If you are going to use manipulative tactics, you're going to get either that same energy back, or you're going to lose the person that you're actually trying to build that connection with. And I do believe that with the Awakening card here, you're going to realize that that particular way of thinking and moving, because that could be a past type of way that you operated you're like awakening to the fact that, like, if I actually want to attract like loving, kind, compassionate, and unconditional love into my life, then I need to put that energy forward in order to get that energy back. That's very like Venus and Capricorn, it's all about reciprocation, because it's like, again, if you're putting the energy, you're going to recognize, like, if you're putting the energy forth and the other person isn't, then that's one, you got to leave them behind. But if you are putting the energy forth and the other person is doing it as well, then you need to kind of rethink that, like, okay, my tactics and how I communicate with this person and get information is not necessary in the sense that I'm trying to manipulate them into getting what I want. And that's never going to work if you're wanting something that's actually going to be long lasting. And then you do have the Five of Inspiration. This is also like the Five of Wands. So again, I do feel some of you might even be trying to like manipulate connections through like sex. I don't know, I feel that with, like, because this person has like a mirror on their nether regions. Just want to say that. But anyway, so the Five of Inspirations can sometimes be alluding to like conflict. So again, it's like, if you don't want conflict, if you want peace, that's the thing. If you want peace, then you need to work towards achieving that peace. And again, if the person is reciprocating that energy that you really like, then you need to also be mindful of what you're giving out and what you want to receive as well. Because I think that we're at this point collectively where it's like, we really want authentic connections, but some of us have been playing really weird games, and then like some people have been playing like weird games, like manipulative game, like mind games, and then being upset that what they wanted to achieve didn't turn out the way that they thought. But it's like, you were playing these games, so it's like, what did you really think was going to happen? So it's like, again, if you're putting out the right energy, I do feel as though everything is going to go really well for you, and and it's gonna go great. So we have the Mountain Goat. This says, there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Exactly. So it's like, again, like I kept saying, like, if you, whatever energy you're wanting to receive, you need to make sure that you're dishing that out, because karma works real quick. It works good. It's good and bad, it works both ways. So it's like, if you want good, you got to do good, and that's just kind of it. And also do pay attention to what mindsets pop up when you're like preparing yourself for the worst, essentially. We have the Shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. Exactly. Like, you have to, like, it's like, if you're really aware, that just, I can't even, like, if you're aware, you know what you need to do, and that's it. We have the Goose. Take time to rest and reciprocate rather than continuing your striving. Did I say reciprocate? I meant recuperate. I feel like that goes with the five of Wands, energy, or the Five of Inspirations, because it's like, no, that goes with what I mentioned earlier. Like, do you want conflict or do you want peace? Point, that's it. And then Panda, create a sacred space for yourself in your home or place of work. So with the Venus and Capricorn, I'm definitely feeling like, it actually, the goose as well, just really take time to rest. And because I feel like a lot of us are going to be, which I'm definitely in that mode as well, is like, I'm working, and at this time, I don't really see how, this is just like, for me personally, like, I'm not at a place where like I don't even know where a committed relationship would fit into my life at this time. But again, I would have to kind of figure out how to balance those things if the right person came along, if that makes sense. And same thing with friends and family. It's like I have to figure out how to balance, in between working and making sure that I'm being consistent with, letting, others know around me that, like, I do care. I'm just busy, but I will make time for you when, I have a moment, and, it's going to be great. Just trying to really communicate what I need from others instead of like harboring resentment or being angry because someone didn't realize what I was going through or anything like that. It's like, no, I'm just going to be straight up with you. And it's like, let's hang out this day. Let's do this. I can't do this day because I need time to rest, because I'm running on E right now. Like that kind of, like you really have to be straight up with people. And I definitely feel that a lot more of us are going to be straight up in our conversations when Mercury enters Scorpio, because that's very Scorpio energy. Scorpio can be a little, maybe a little harsh at times, but I do think that it's going to be really beneficial to really express what we need from others, so we don't have to put our guard up every time. It's like, again, it's like I've been through a relationship where the person needed a break and they didn't explain that to me, but instead of them explaining to me that they needed a break and time to decompress, they would just argue with me. So it was just like, it was so frustrating, because it was just like, you could have just told me. You could have just told me you needed a break, and I would have just let you do your thing, and we could have maybe scheduled something on the weekend to do, if that, so that kind of stuff. So again, not playing those mind games. It's just like, be straight up with what you want. And I think that's all I'm feeling for November 1st through the 7th. I really hope that this message helps. And if you got the time and the funds, my Venmo and CashApp are in the description box below. You can also find it in the link in my bio. Cause yeah, I'm trying to save up for a new MacBook, cause the one I caught, her name is Bertha. Sometimes Deborah, depending on how she's feeling. She's struggling. She's really struggling. So it would just mean a lot. Cause I'm like, I could edit videos a lot faster with that new MacBook that just popped onto the scene. So if you feeling generous, it would really help. Cause I spend most of my money on books and new card decks all the damn times. That's where my money goes. I have no shame. All right, so good luck, everybody. Have fun, be safe, and sending love.